Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about a new way to look at launching. When you think of launching, I don't know about you, but I think about all the big people on the internet taking a week out of their time to go online. They're going live every single day, multiple times a day for hours. You're getting a ton of emails, lots of outlook and reach. Like it looks like just a humongous team effort. You see them all over Facebook ads and you're wondering how much money do they even spend on Facebook ads? And you go to the place of, oh my gosh, I will never get to that. What am I even doing? Like, I am way too late to the game to even get to that point. And then you hear about launching strategies like doing webinars and challenges and Instagram lives. There's so many ways to launch. And then you get to the point where it either doesn't go your way or a fraction of your way, right? I'm all about launching. In fact, I recommend everyone try different launching strategies. I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't launch my program, Santa Coaching Academy, years ago. How did I launch Santa Coaching Academy? I did a 5-day challenge. I think I did 2 or 3 webinars and I sold 5 spots in my first weekend launch. Okay. And I teach how to launch. I have a bonus program, Love to Launch, that shows people how to create a 5-day challenge and then top it off with a webinar to sell your signature program. But then the word launch started giving me a feeling of anxiety, pressure. I am not about that. Don't pressure me. Do not pressure me. Let me do things on my own time, right? And I even notice with a lot of my clients, the word launch makes them feel really like, nope, not doing it. No, please don't make me do that. I'm not sure why we have so much fear towards launching, but I do think there's something to do with the fear of judgment, rejection, and failure, of course, right? Well, good thing that I don't care what happens when I try something new because I don't think I'd be where I am if I didn't care. Like, I don't care if no one buys from me. I don't care if no one watches this. I don't care if people think that my videos are terrible or my content is terrible. I don't care because I think they're good and I know that they're going to help someone. That took a lot of mindset work to get to that point, and I didn't start my business that way. So don't think that Lindsay has been this carefree and positive always. She has not. It's taken a lot of work. But let's get back to the word launch. So launch to me, what is the definition of launch? Let's look it up. So the word launch means to start or set in motion. She was launching a campaign against ugly architecture. That's the example. It's an act or an instance of launching something. So to me, it feels like, okay, you're going to launch your program for the first time, launch it and be done, right? So to me, that seems like an initial process. But what if you have something that you want to continue to grow, like your program? We're not launching it all, we're not starting over again, right? So, so then the word evergreen comes into your brain because you start to hear that a lot online. And everyone's talking about set up your business to be an evergreen business. So you make money while you sleep, make money while you're with your kids or in the park, on the beach, wherever you are. The thing is, launching and your evergreen model, they're so far from each other. They could be a month from each other. They could be years from each other. And the processes are so different. Launching, you're very active in the whole entire process. Like it's all you and your team if you have one. And then evergreen, people are signing up for things and watching them on their own and being sold to on an automated basis. So they're very different. One's very high touch and one is no touch. It's an initial setup and you set it and forget it. And I think that having both of those in your business are essential, but here's the but. Here's the new way to look at it. Live launching, launch your stuff, like get it out there, sell it. Once it starts working, set up a process to bring in people automatically. It will not be as quick as a live launch. I don't care what people tell you. Those are people who are selling you evergreen strategies. They're not going to be as momentous as a live launch. I have the data to prove it. You can prove me wrong. That's totally fine. But what if we looked at it a different way? I didn't like the fact that I wasn't in the process of promoting my program. Okay. The keyword here is promoting. I didn't like that. I don't want to set it and forget it business. I enjoy working on my business. I enjoy dreaming of new concepts and strategies and building new things and meeting new people live. I enjoy that. And I don't like the strategies of Instagram DMing and all those things that take up a lot of time because I don't have a lot of time. So I thought, again, what would my business look like in 5 years from now? What would make me happy? What could I show up for and feel really good about? What do I like doing when it comes to launching? What do I like doing? I don't want to do a 5-day challenge every month. Like I could, but I don't want to. But I really like doing webinars. If I could do a webinar every day, I probably would. I really enjoy doing them. But how can I do a webinar every month? Do I have to create a new webinar every month? Like that's a lot of work, right? No. I decided to take a brand new approach to launching and make it my way. Because when you do things your way in your business, things work really well. Like, think of all the strategies and all the things you've learned and throw them in a sifter and sift out the things that are not something that you really enjoy, but grab the things that you really love and make it your own. Like, grab the pieces that sound really awesome and fun for you to do over and over again and make your own strategy. So, here's what I did. I created a brand new webinar and I created a landing page. I created a thank you page. I created social media promo graphics. I created brand new pins. And I got my calendar and wrote down as a promise to myself that I will do a webinar every single month for 2022 that will promote Stand Out Coaching Academy. You cannot watch this on an evergreen basis. I have lots of other classes that people can watch on evergreen. You can watch it live with me once a month. You can learn with me live once a month. So the initial setup is creating that webinar and getting everything ready for that first round of promotion. A new way of launching is a rolling promotion for your signature program. If you have a webinar that has performed well and has gotten you sales, use that webinar. If you want to create a brand new one, go for it. So basically, you are promoting something in your business live once a month. It works beautifully. And I am implementing this with my clients because I attract people who have lots of things going on in their lives and they don't have time to do these quarterly launches. Because those quarterly launches are great and I did them for a couple of years, but they kind of pull a whole lot out of you that sometimes you don't even have. And these monthly promotions work really well, especially after the first couple of months are over and you kind of ironed out the kinks and the wrinkles. You can literally just click, 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 and it's ready to go every single month. There are certain tools that I use to make this happen. There are certain strategies that I use to make this happen. So take a look at your business. What do you want to grow? What is like your pillar thing? Mine is Stand Out Coaching Academy. It's $1,000 program. I want as many new students to come in a month as possible. So what can I do? I can do a webinar once a month to make that happen. That's not a problem for me. I can do that. So doing a webinar, the same webinar every month to a new group of registrants to sell to that small group, that works really well for me. And it doesn't exhaust me. It doesn't make me, honestly, launching would make me sick every single time because I just drained myself. And I wasn't looking forward to it. I thought, oh my gosh, I have to do this again. It's so much work. This is easy. I just pick a day every single month to do my webinar. I change the landing page date and I grow my list. I promote it to my list and I perform. It performs really well. My conversion rate is pretty high. Now, I don't have hundreds of people coming to my webinar, but if I wanted to spend a ton of money on ads, sure, I could do that. And once you're a few months into the strategy of promoting your signature program, it only takes probably an hour, not even, to set it up every single month. You can reuse your emails, reuse your social media copy, all of that stuff. The initial setup is what takes time. So overall view of what this looks like, You're doing a webinar once a month, promoting your signature program. You are selling to the group of people who came to the webinar, and you're promoting your landing page to your entire list every single month, and then selling to that segmented group who opted in to go to the webinar. You can sell to your whole list every single time, but I think that might exhaust them. So I usually will send out a few invites to my whole list once a month, maybe a week or two before the webinar starts. And then once the webinar is on, I will only sell to my list that registered for the webinar. I also have an open and close cart. I also have a scarcity of time. So the Soka sales page used to be up all the time. I shut it down when the webinar isn't live. And I have a waitlist strategy. So I also do launch to my waitlist. If you go to standoutcoachingacademy.com when it's off webinar week, off promo week, Soka is closed. It will open up once I do the webinar and it will close when usually on a Sunday night at midnight. And I'm bringing in new students every single month. The important part of this whole strategy is you need to be growing your list. So, whether you have an awesome organic marketing plan, that's really important. And then you might also want to bring in some ads. And you don't have to do ads to your webinar, you can do ads to a freebie. I found that my ads convert much better if I'm just doing a free workbook like my starter pack. That works really well. And then I can introduce the new people on my list to my event that's coming up. My webinar ads, I think people know what masterclasses are all about now. So those cost a lot more to bring in people to a masterclass because they know they're going to be sold to. People are onto that. So if I can give them a free workbook instead and cut the costs of my conversions down a lot, then I'm going to do that. That works pretty well for me. And then maybe retarget the people who have gotten the freebie into a webinar landing page ad. That works pretty good too. But if you are just working with a freebie that works really well on Facebook ads, use that to build your list and then invite them to go to the webinar every single month and just rinse and repeat that strategy. It's not difficult. It's just the setup. But if you need help setting it up, I'd be happy to work with you and we could set that up for you. It is a simple strategy and it does work really well. And I just call it a rolling promotion. So what do you think about that? Instead of that launch lifestyle or the hands-off evergreen lifestyle, why not do a hybrid of that entire system and make a rolling promotion for your signature program, whether it is a $27 product or 1,000 or 3,000, 5 or 10, you can use this strategy. It works really well. I have the data to back it up. And if you have any questions about it, please reach out. I'm an open book and I'm always happy to help. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you on the next episode.